Hey, welcome back. I am really excited. I'm gonna show you how to make a pattern on paper. So, okay, here we are. This process is really simple. The main thing we need is for our paper to be square. So this is loose mixed media paper. It's from a sketchbook that has a perforated edge. So you want a piece of paper that is, however you need to get there, you need a perfect square. And the more perfect the square is, the better it will work. So my paper is 9 by 12. So I'm gonna cut it down to be 9 by 9. If you don't have one of these, just use a ruler or well, a ruler and some scissors or an X-Acto knife. So cut that, and we'll use our paper cutting apparatus in a minute, so keep it close. I've got this that is a perfect square now, a 9 by 9. So I'm just gonna start with some big chunky leaf shapes. So as we're doing this, we want to try to keep this in this first drawing pass, keep it as close to the inside as possible. We don't want to draw all the way to the corners or the edges, and you'll see why once we get making the pattern. So my puppy's here. So I'm just gonna do some really big leaf shapes. I'm gonna fill it in. You don't have to fill it in. You can, obviously you can just do a pattern with lines. You don't have to do leaves. You can just draw some randomly shaped circles, whatever you want to do. Oops. We'll have to give this one a stem too, even that's probably a little too close, but that's okay. Especially if this is your first time ever doing anything with a pattern, you're gonna feel a lot less frustrated if you keep it as far away from the edges as possible. So we'll do maybe one like this. Just had a panic attack thinking maybe I didn't push record. We did, we're good, obviously. Okay, and then we'll do, I don't want to do one that comes exactly right there because then it'll be like the exact same size. So I just want to make a little change and do one sort of a little smaller and one like a lot smaller. So we'll have this one just kind of go straight. Yeah. Okay. That's it for now. Just for the purposes of dog hair, of showing you how to do this. That's good. Okay, so now I think I'll just do some like autumn leaf type thing. So let me grab some autumny colors. This, oh no, this is the one I was looking for. Deep yellow, yeah. And then maybe we'll just do, sepia is really quite dark, but we'll do deep ochre. That's pretty brown. This is brown, but it's really dark. Okay, so on these ones, I'm just gonna do some pattern. I'm just gonna draw some shapes. Don't overthink this, especially if this is your first time. Just get some shapes down so you can see the process, because it's really, the process is simple. It's just making the art to match the, the pattern. Okay, that's cute. So now I want to do my vermilion, and I'm just gonna layer these so they'll just be sort of like, yeah, I'm just gonna layer them. So I'm gonna do some like a branch instead of big loose leaves like that. So I think I'll go over top. I was gonna maybe try to go like in the bottom, but I don't think I'll do that. Okay. So and this paper is mixed media. I don't know if I said that. So it takes water, but maybe you can't see, but it's buckling quite a lot with just these like markers. They're not even that wet. So if you have watercolor paper or something a little bit more rigid, that is definitely a lot better if you have access to it. I have access to watercolor paper, but none that is easily cut into a perfect square. And it really does need to be as close to perfect as you are able to get it. Tip. I'm doing some round and some pointed. I'm going to change them to pointed. Okay. Ooh, those are a little scary. That's okay though. We'll just do maybe one just right there. Last one. Ugh, a freaking fly. Oh well, maybe one more. Right in here. Really, this is just kind of a scatter pattern. That's what I'm doing. I mean, there's lots of different ways to kind of design it to make it really cool. This is sort of just a casual, the most casual version of pattern making is just sort of this scatter. All right, so now I've filled in some pretty big shapes. So now I want to do something small. So I'm going to do probably this deep yellow. And I'm just going to do some little like blobs, like, I don't know, they could be berries, they could be just circles, they could be anything. And they're really, I don't want them to be circles necessarily, I want them to be sort of uneven. And we also want to make sure that we're varying them in size as much as possible. And I actually know what I'm going to do. I'm going to come back and finish them. They're going to be cute. I just decided it. I may have too many. That's okay. Because what I'm going to do is grab this orange and give them some dimension. Once it dries, it's maybe not the most noticeable thing, but especially subtle variations actually do stand out more than you think. Okay. And then lastly for that, where's my pen? Where's my pen? Okay. Oh. I was like, it's an alert time because I can't find it, but I found it. Because this is my last one. I had like a 6-pack and this is the last one. So I need to get more. So I'm just gonna make these into little berries. I'm gonna do some little dots and we can add some pen lines somewhere else too so it doesn't look out of place. So on some of them, I'm going to turn the berry so it kind of pops up the, I don't know, what's that part called? Like a lip? or something. I'm feeling very paranoid about not pressing record. I just had to check again. We'll do this one like that. We'll do this one like that. I'm not trying to cover it completely. You can see I left white space. I went completely off. Anything to help give it a little bit more personality is always a good idea. So then let's just, what do I want to do? Let's just line the leaves. I'm gonna need to line the stem. Okay. That's all right, we're doing messy. That maybe is a little more messy than I would have liked, but that's okay. We're rolling with it. It's our sketchbook. We can do whatever we want, right? Even though I will admit, sometimes it's hard to brush off. Oh my, with the fly. Anyway, sometimes it's hard to brush off when you do something that doesn't necessarily make you happy. And you notice that I'm not using the word bad. Even though it is good to make bad art, you don't necessarily need to consider it bad. It was always good because you practiced something. Maybe you did something that you want to make sure you never do again. So that was a good lesson, right? So, okay. All art has a place, I think. Even if it's just for learning. Okay, I love that. The last thing I do want to do though is maybe add, and maybe I will add this brown to, let me see. Okay, I think that'll be okay. It's not as dark as I thought it was. Maybe that was another marker I was thinking of. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah. Just gonna add just some, not on every leaf, but just some like dimension, just, okay. I think that looks good. Okay. All right. Now we're finally ready to get to the pattern making part. I probably spent too much time doing that, but that was fun. So actually first we just want to make sure that everything is dry. So we'll have to give that just a sec and then we'll come back and I'll show you the pattern. All right, we're all dry. I got a coffee, got a water, ready to go. So now we're gonna make the pattern. So this is 9 by 9. So we need to make it 4.5 by 4.5. Okay. And, you know, that's where this will come in handy, or, I'm just making sure it's perfect against that line. Being really diligent with a ruler is important just to make sure that they are good. All right, mine look pretty well perfect. Sliver, fraction off, but that's okay. Okay, we've cut those in half, and now we're going to cut both of these in half too. I know this seems crazy. Follow me. Just follow me on this journey. You're going to love it. Okay, so we have our squares. So let's put it back how it was. How do I do that? How do I do that? Okay, there we go. Okay, so now everything needs to basically flip so it's a ring around this empty spot. So basically we're gonna flip this so the inside corner, like, yeah, so the inside corner switches place with the outside corner. So just turn it so the outer edge is now right in the middle. And we're just gonna do that with all of those. So now we have the beginning of the pattern. And this, I mean, could be scanned into the computer and like vectorized and literally used as a pattern if you so desired. Okay. So I actually didn't grab all my supplies because I do also need tape. I have some washi tape, which will be satisfactory. So I'm just gonna take this whole thing, very carefully just turn it over so the pieces stay in place. And now it's really just kind of a puzzle. We just want to get, so these seams are as flawless as possible. So we want to do it one by one, actually. I don't really know. Okay. Grab my tape. Okay, there's one. See? And then we'll do the other. This one goes like this, yeah? It's just a tiny bit off. Sometimes I think these papers are off, which is insane to me. Like, doesn't a machine make this sketchbook? Why is it off? Okay. So I just want to look at it and just make sure we're doing well. Yep, everything's in the right place. So you can see that will cut off and the tip of that's there. This right there, the tip of that. So yeah, we're doing good. So flip it again, make sure that it's as straight as we can get it. Ooh, there we go. So now that I've got everything placed pretty well, I just, I'm gonna go and reinforce this tape. This is super cheap washi tape, which is why I'm using it. I think this costs like 25 cents. But you could also probably just would want to use masking tape. I don't know, unless you also have cheap washi tape. Okay. I do want to get the edges a little bit better. Guys, it is finally cold here. It's finally winter. I'm so excited. It's almost Halloween if you're watching this in the future. Okay. Last one. Okay, now we're done with that part. So now this is what we have. Okay, so we can see all the parts. We already double checked, but we're still doing good. So like this, right, we'll repeat over here. This is the edge of that leaf, the edge of that. We're doing really well. So now really what we want to do is just fill this in. So we can put one right in the middle. I don't know, that's maybe not the most advisable thing to do one right in the middle, but I don't know. I don't totally hate it. And you can't let anything come off these edges. We've already created the repeat around the edge, so anything that goes off the edge will ruin the repeat at this point. So keep that in mind. Oh, I'm trying to like go under that. Those are overlapping, so that's okay. We'll just have one go right there. Behind that berry. These are wetter than the other ones, so they're bleeding a little more, but that's okay. So then I want to have this red one just go I'm really super shaky. All right. All right. And then we'll do some little berries. Do this and then some orange. Oops. Okay. Cool. So now we can scan this into the computer and we can see how it repeats. So let's go do that. Scanned in the tile into Photoshop. I have fixed the seams along here, so as much as possible. And I've gotten it all lined up, cleaned up, and we are ready to go. So now I just want to select the whole tile. So if I'm going to click my rectangular marquee tool. The keyboard shortcut is M. I'm going to select the entire canvas, and I'm going to say go to window, and you can open this patterns window right here. It'll bring you here, and you can just click add and just call this autumn leaves or whatever, and then you have your pattern there. So now I'm going to do Command D to deselect. We'll turn off this and we'll add a new layer. So now I want to fill this block with my pattern. So I'm going to come right here to the paint bucket tool. The keyboard shortcut is G. So click the paint bucket tool, and then up here at the left top hand corner you can see yours will probably start like that. It says foreground, but you can click pattern, and then here you can click down. You can pick any of these, or any of the ones you make will be right here. So you can just click on that and then click into the canvas to fill. And then you want to go layer, new fill layer, and pattern. Okay. And then pattern fill 1. So whatever, we'll just do that. So then it'll default to this. This is kind of the default pattern in Photoshop. So it will come here to pick our pattern right here.
and then we can click on this. It says scale, and we can bring it down so we can see. There it is. What our pattern looks like. That looks so good. So I actually have quite a few issues that I would need to go in and address. It looks like it's mostly with the scanning. Oh yeah, like right here, you can kind of see that line. So that's something that, like, look, it's just off, you can see. And then that little part is missing something. So this is kind of where you would check that out and just sort of see how it repeats on a bigger scale. And I mean, other than the like mistakes or the things that need to be fixed with the scans, I think that looks so good. You can come in and look at it. It looks so good. I'm so excited. So yeah, that's that process. It's really fun. Let me know if you try it out. I want to see your patterns. And you don't have to do this in Photoshop. You could also just have a pattern square that just is cool. You don't have to do anything with it. So I hope you enjoy this process. Let me know how it goes for you, and we'll see you next time. Bye.